Hey folks, I'm coming live from my floor right now because today's video requires some space, and this is really the only place I could think of that had enough space to share with you what I wanted. If you're new to this video or this channel, we've spent the last couple weeks talking about safer explorations of sexy spaces. So emotional, physical, mental, and kind of what our needs are around that and how they interplay with each other to make us feel most comfortable in our explorations. Some of the conversations I've been having, though, with people is that they don't know where to begin. And if you don't know the questions you should be asking or what makes your boundaries or like what boundaries you need, then it's really hard to start figuring that stuff out without a starting place. So I thought I would help create a couple ways that you can figure out where your starting place is, and then hopefully that'll give you a place to go from. So the first way, and what I found to be the most effective way, is to talk to people. So whether that's someone like me who's a sexuality empowerment coach, or it's someone who's a counselor or a therapist or your family doctor, a friend over a cup of coffee, or people who are already involved in the scene, finding resources, people who maybe been through it before or can answer some of your questions or can give you some guidance about what kind of questions you should be asking, that's an option that you might want to take. Another option, and that I do personally when I haven't reached the spot of interacting with other people and I'm still like, okay, what are my thoughts? Like, how am I giving myself space to think about this? Is to create a mind map. So apologies right now for the blurry camera because I'm going to transfer you from over here to the mind map I've created on Sexy Spaces. So, all right, here we go. It looks like this in big form, and I'll give it a second to focus. And I started with my concept of safer. What does it mean to be safer? So for me, it means that I'll be heard and listened to and understood. I'll be able to state my boundaries and my expectations. I know who I can go to if shit goes sideways, and I have money to get out of the situation I'm in. So that's what builds my concept of safer in this instance. And then how do I decide what that is? I go over here and I look, do we share values? Do I share values with the individuals, the organization, or the venue I'm in? Do I know what the rules of my space are? Do I know how much physical touch I can handle that day? Is there going to be enough physical space between bodies to make me happy? And what kind of space am I in? Am I in a house party space? Am I hanging out with BDSMers or kinksters or swingers? Am I hanging out with sex positive people? Or am I hanging out with pro-sex people? Because I see a difference between people who view sex as inherently positive and other people who are just like, yes, sex all the time. And how they treat these two topics is different in my opinion and my experience. Then I went over here to my safer sex categories. Is this space set up for safer sex? Are there going to be gloves, condoms, dams, chuck sheets, puppy pads? Are all those things going to be available? Or what supplies did I bring with me tonight? Do the people I'm about to engage with have a understanding of safer sex beyond testing? Is it cold and flu season? And who else are they making out with? Because it's important to know what germs I'm getting into for the evening, right? From there, I went down to, am I going to get judged? There we go. Am I going to feel shamed? And, whether or not I'm going to be shamed kind of impacts back over here to my concept of safer. So it goes like that. Do I care about these people's opinions of me? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I don't care, will it follow me home to people I do care about more? Over here, I went to my limits. What are my yeses? What are my nos? What are my flexibilities? Am I making them from a place of empowerment or a place of disempowerment? And then I have to pan out a little bit. Am I trading anything for acceptance? Is that okay with me? And is it really, really okay with me? If you want to trade things for acceptance, that's okay. It's personal choice, right? Just be careful about what kind of headspace you're doing it from to make sure whether or not it's, healthy for where you're at today. Then I kind of went over here to the top one in blue, other people. Are they offering as much information as I am? That tells me things about their values, about their understanding around safety, their understanding around testing, their understanding around sexual health. Do I trust their yes and do I trust their no? Are they intoxicated and are they comfortable with that? And then I was like, I kind of looked over the entire map. Oh, does this venue allow for my safer sex speech to be heard? Is it so loud that we need to go find somewhere quiet to talk? And then at this point, I kind of looked over my entire map and I'm like, I feel like something's missing, but I can't figure out what. And then I realized it was this red thing over here. The assumptions I was making in my word safer. I assume that no physical threat will be happening to my person. And I assume that no one's going to drug me. If I don't have these things, there's no way in hell I can feel safer. And then all this stuff impacts afterwards. So I apologize for the blurring around, and I hope that wasn't too nauseous making. I might have to try and find a better way to do that if I'm going to do anything like that in the future. For people who aren't into talking with others and who maybe aren't feeling the mind map, I've also developed a list of questions. Some of the questions I went through to answer my own process, some of the questions I thought might be important for other people, and I'm going to put them up at my website, which is www.AuthenticSexualYou.com, under the resources tab, and you can check that out and download them, and kind of use that to do a linear filling out of your own. So hopefully you guys found this useful and enjoyed our explorations of safer explorations of sexy spaces. And talk to you soon. Bye.